Hey, what's up guys? So I got a little bit of a video today going over some of the stuff that I have purchased for my haunted house this year. And I talked about it a little bit in my last video where one of my goals is to have a haunted house. But I want to go over some of the stuff I've bought so far, what the plans are for it. And then I'll be filming some of the setup process as well as I work on that throughout the weekends coming forward here. But let's go and get into the shopping haul that I've done over the past week or so. So the first item here is going to be the main animatronic for the haunted house area. And for the haunted house, I plan on kind of having a 10 by 10 tent. And it's going to have black tarps all the way around the outsides of it. And in the middle of it, I'm going to have a black tarp in the middle that's basically going to make it where it's a U shape where you walk through. And then in one of the corners, I'm going to have this lady here who is a 6 foot tall animatronic haunting ghost bride from Home Depot. It looked pretty cool in the store. The eyes glow red, which is really neat. It does make noise, so I'm probably going to turn that off. But the upper body moves back and forth kind of like a movement like this. So I'm going to put strobe lights on her and have a fog machine inside the tent and everything. So it should look pretty cool when everything's said and done. Second thing I got from Home Depot is this guy here, which is a 1000-watt fog machine. So I'm going to be running 2 fog machines for this haunted house this year. One of them is going to be inside the actual house itself, which is probably going to be this guy. And then inside the house, I'm going to use this fog tube accessory kit as well, which should help quite a bit because this is going to end up dispersing the fog at like different points inside the booth. I also ended up purchasing from Home Depot online the optional timer for this as well. So that will basically make it where the fog machine should be able to run automated and I don't have to go there and press the button each time. So that's pretty cool. So again, this is one of my 2 fog machines that I'll be running for the haunted house. All right, so next thing I want to talk about are some different kinds of like webs and cloths and stuff like that that I bought for use inside of the haunted house and also outside. So this here is just some black cloth. It's like spiderweb type cloth. This is actually going to be used on the pallet that's going to be outside. So the wooden pallet I'm going to spray paint probably black to kind of hide it a little bit. I don't want the wood to necessarily look like wood. I might spray it metallic silver as well. I'm not quite sure on that. Maybe metallic bronze, something like that, just to make it look like it's metal a little bit more. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this black cloth and put it on the inside of it. And that's going to be going over the whole inside of it, as many layers thick as I can get it. And the idea behind that is that hopefully it'll help kind of diffuse the lights that are going to be inside a little bit. So it doesn't look quite as much like lights and it'll look more like a fire. And then the fog will come through here and I'll cut out some slits inside of the cloth for the hands to come out too. So that's going to be pretty cool. I hope this is enough. This was just something I ordered off of Amazon and it was like, I think like $5 or $6 for a packet of it. This here though is actually a hanging decoration. There are 3 of them in here. So these are like Grim Reaper type things that are going to be hanging from outside. These things aren't huge or anything crazy, but they're just little hanging decorations. They have like little skeleton heads. And then lastly from this is going to be a 2-pack of bloody curtains kind of. So these are bloody stained, kind of like drop cloths in essence. And the idea behind this is I'm going to use these as probably the entrance and exits to the haunted house itself, along with cutting the plastic tarp as well. So I think between the 2 of these, it'll be kind of a cool look to the entrance of it. So I'll probably do the plastic on the outside with kind of like slats cut in it in essence. And then right when you enter, there'll be a second layer, which will be this guy here. And the idea behind that is it'll help keep the light out from outside with the black tarp. And then this here will be kind of like the bloodied look on the inside. And it'll be pretty cool looking, I think. So, yeah. So that's what this guy is. Again, Amazon for this. So the other thing I bought was an assortment of body parts and skeletons. And here I bought a bag of skulls. This was from Home Depot. These things are pretty cool. And it was like $10 for the bag, I think. So it's not very expensive for what you get. And they're pretty decent size. They're not like quite the size of a normal head, but they're pretty close, kind of like a kid's head. The nice thing is they do actually have kind of like a hole in the top, which I think was used for the molds. But I ended up buying some eye hooks that will fit nicely into here. So the idea behind that is I'm just going to put the eye hook into the top of the skull. and then I can hang these. Now these are hard, so I was originally going to hang these inside of the haunted house and make this something that, like, you know, would be kind of in your way when you're walking in. But because of how hard these are, I'm afraid of, you know, like a kid or somebody bumping their head on it. So these are probably going to get hung from the tree outside next to the little Grim Reaper dudes, kind of like swinging in the wind. The other body parts that I got are 2 packs of hands. These guys here are pretty close to full-size hands. So I'm going to actually take these and have these coming out of the crate or the pallet on the floor. This here is another pack of body parts. These here I specifically bought because they're soft body parts, and there's like a foot, there's 3 hands, and a bunch of like fingers and stuff. These here I'm actually going to go ahead and thread them with some fishing line, I think, and hang these inside of the haunted house. Plenty of stuff to hang at different heights, so adults, kids, everything. I think that'd be pretty neat. So that's these. So the next thing I got here is a 500 watt fog machine. This was purchased off of Amazon. It's kind of a no-name brand, but hopefully it'll be okay. This one's just gonna go in and pump fog out to the crate that's gonna be in the grass with the hands coming out and everything in the fire. So I didn't need a real big one for that, and 500 watts should do fine. Some fog juice that I believe I got this one off of Amazon. I have another fog juice, like 1 gallon thing from Home Depot as well. Both of these were purchased off of Amazon. And the last thing I bought are some electronics for the actual haunted house. This here was the controller for the fog machine from Home Depot. This is what I was talking about earlier. So this will basically allow me to run that fog machine without having to press the button each time. This will allow me to set it on a timer. This is an outdoor strand of orange lights I got off of Amazon. This one's going to be used for the fire pit pallet on the ground. And so I'm just going to string these along the underside of the pallet underneath the wood, so you don't see the lights directly, and it should light everything up pretty cool. The 2 here I got from Home Depot. These are like 28 foot roughly in length, 29 foot, something like that. These are going to be pretty cool because they are going to basically allow me to string lights on the outside and hopefully the inside of the haunted house. So I want to do the outside. Obviously I need to decorate the outside a little bit. I'm kind of buying some red spray paint and like painting the outside, saying like get out or like run, stuff like that. But on the inside, I wanted to have some lights on the inside, some steady lights, but nothing too bright. So hopefully these won't be too bright. Gotta see how they look on the inside, but I think just 1 strand on the inside kind of going all the way around, I think will be enough light to make it where you can see where you're walking in there without tripping, and not light it up so much that the strobes and everything else don't take effect the way they should. So that's what these 2 guys are for. And then lastly, I have some strobe lights. So I picked up 4 strobe lights, 2 from Home Depot. So there's 2 different ways you can use these lights. One is just the on mode here, which I'm going to demo real shortly for you. So that plays audio with it. You can't turn off the audio from what I can tell if you use it in that mode. The cool thing with that is it does do kind of a randomized lighting pattern, which is pretty neat. And then the other way you can do it is just with the light by itself. And then on the back here, there's a switch you can control the speed of it. So you can set it to very slow, or you can set it to very fast, to the point where it's pretty much always on. I also got this brand here from Amazon, which I haven't actually plugged in yet, but this is an LED strobe kit as well. It has controls on the back for min-max for the strobes. And then you can mount this using a screw if you want, and then tighten this down so it doesn't rotate, which is pretty cool. So these I can hang fairly easy. And they do plug in, which is nice because battery is cool and all, but I don't necessarily trust battery powered for a whole night on strobe lights. Well guys, that's my haul video for my haunted house. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I think I'm going to end the video here with showing you guys an animatronic that I purchased. My next video coming out is going to end up being me working on the pallet that's going to be in the ground and getting all that set up. So I'll probably do that this weekend. Stay tuned for that video, and I will talk to you guys later. You guys have a good one. This is the lady all set up here. It's pretty cool. Again, lower body doesn't do a whole lot, right? But the upper body looks pretty neat.